epoxy, you need to be very, very careful. You want to take really tiny, itsy bitsy bites, and you want to have this conveyor belt slow. You would think that by moving slow, it's going to, no, what generates the heat is when you're pushing into that and it's pushing back, and that fighting that friction is what's causing all the problems. If you've got this so low that at the bottom of the arc, it just barely touches, it's not in contact. That's what those little cuts do. You're not in here with most of that, this much of the roller trying to get through the wood. Now you're with this much of the roller trying to get through the wood. And by doing little cuts like that, you don't, that's why you're doing it slower. So if you're only doing this cut, well, you want it to move that space before it cuts again. So the slower it goes, the little cut you goes, the less heat it'll generate. Of course, the slower it goes, the littler you go. Get comfortable, bring a lounge chair, put on tunes, get your cigar going, because you're going to be there for a while. Okay? If you're cutting something only at 1/246th of an inch, if you want to take an inch off, you're going to do it 246 times. I guarantee you, right about 10, you're going to be ready to shoot yourself. So, but just look at this, and this will let you know what's going on with the wood. And but it's fairly simple. We can also do small stuff like this. Now, again, here you see on this piece of wood, same thickness as this, but this one's got little feces on it. And there's a nice little piece right here with got a little glue. We use this. Say we had this particular was a little phone holder until my 6-year-old grandson got a hold of it and it fell off the counter and smash bang. So too nice of wood to throw away. So now we can take this and work on it, because this is small enough. I'm trying to hand sand this. This is not going to be fun. I've already got these little legs on here, and gee, I really don't want to take those off. And while I can, if I put a hand sander on this, it doesn't move now, but I've had it go like this before. So I want to be able to take it through something like this and take it down. Piece of cake. So not only does this do on good wood, it does it on okay, 1, 2. Little tiny piece. Still put it at an angle. Might have been turning it the wrong way. Well, I really turned it the wrong way, didn't I? I did, didn't I? Thought that one would do it. Nope, wrong way. Oh, this is no fun. There we go. This is a Brazilian rosewood. Not Brazilian, Honduran rosewood. And it wasn't very flat. There we go. Yep. So what do we learn? Take the feet up. You just can't save them. But that's what we do. We can take pieces, we can reuse them. Now, obviously, we've got to lower it quite a bit to take care of these feet. So, first time I ever tried it with feet on. Any questions about anything we're doing?
Never any issues.
No. Mm-mm.
What's your reply?
Sniper. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, I think we're ready to try both sides now. And here's this other piece. We can't do this with joiners and planers. We're just not able to take wood this thin and this small and do anything with. Without a drum sander, we'd be hand holding it and trying not to move it. Take a little bit more off. I moved the wheel that much. If people make any mistake with this, is they take off way, way too much. Now you can do this as a finishing cut. We can come in this way nice and straight. So we've got two pieces of wood that had a finish on them, and they were glued together. The glue joint broke, and we also had feet on them. Okay, so I had glue all over here. We had feet. I think that's one of the feet pieces here. Now we've got two boards or two pieces of wood we can do something with again. So this can be something nice again. We've already seen what looks very, very pretty with the finish. So what we want to do now is we want to sand these to about 180, 200, and then put some type of finish on. And eventually what's going to happen is this is going to have a groove cut in it, and then the square side is going to come up like this. Yeah. But to do this part is good. If we could, but we just have to start belts, and belts are not the easiest. So for example, suppose, and this will wrap it up. If you're going to do what I'm going to do, unplug the machine. Okay. Now, how do these sandpaper things work? This is still in here, tight. But what we're going to do is we're going to push this catch all the way up, take this end out. There we go. easy to replace the sandpaper. It's not hard to put the sandpaper back. Now, every machine has little catches here and little catches there that are a little different from each other, but basically do the same thing. What they all have in common is the ends are cut like this. Okay? Whether it's a 1632, whether it's an 18 or 1936, or whether it's a 2224, the ends are going to be like this. And how this normally works is you're going to put it in like this. Okay? And then as you see when you get to the other side, the cut is going to take it this way. That's what starts the roll. So all we're doing here is just pushing this up, pushing this in. And we want to take this as far as we can. There we go. Right there. Take it right to the end. Okay, Calvin, I'm going to borrow you up here. You can do one person. It's easier with two, and Calvin's going to show you what the second person does. Okay. Now here we're going to come up to the overlap. We want to move it to the side, and we want to overlap about like that. Keep going, Calvin. So you
want a little bit of a gap there?
Yeah, the gap makes sure that when this moves around, and it's going to move around a little bit, the side, that we're not overlapping. But we don't want these gaps to be really huge, otherwise we're going to run out the end of the cylinder at the other side. Okay. Now there's a little space. We just want to see a little steel, not much, just a little. Go ahead. Now, if it's too much, we can always slide them back and forth. The nice part about these not being attached is we can slide these sand the belt. Okay, keep going. And now we get to this part. Now this part here, the belt goes right down in here. We're going, and then it's going to, when we let go, it's going to pull it tight. There. There, come on. Okay. There we go. Yes, it's coming down here. That's what we want. That's the problem. So this is where you get a screwdriver or something like that, just to hold it up and push down in there. Can you see this little slot right here?
Yeah.
That's where we want this to go, right there. So just, yeah, it just crunched.
What's in there?
Oh.
No, it pulls it under here. That's being difficult.
Yeah, it always is. And you keep doing this and doing this, all of a sudden it goes the first time and you go, yay!